So you are the guru for non-profit technology.
I wouldn't say guru, but I do work in it. I work in this field. I'm heavily invested.
Is that a modest thing, or you just not like the term guru? Because I don't really like guru. It sounds Polynesian.
I don't really like the term guru as a word. It's awkward to say.
Right.
But I also feel like in our field, every single tool we are using is changing every day, and the way that people interact with those tools and the needs that they have are evolving every day.
Awesome. I love that we have like all the sirens and the wind and everything going. When is the marching band coming by? Do you remember? Shooting outdoors. It seemed like a great idea when we started. So going back to like community building and everyone having a voice, what type of platform or technology are you most excited about that you're paying attention? It's on your radar right now. What new things are you really enjoying?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm really enjoying not necessarily one specific tool or one specific platform, but I'm really excited for the growth of tools or solutions that enable organizations to more seamlessly interact across channels so that they aren't just siloed in to Facebook. But if they have a really compelling piece of content or they see a conversation is starting amongst their community, they can help support and facilitate that conversation across different channels.
What are good examples of this? Like, what campaign have you seen that did this well?
One good example that has been talked about here and was very recent, which was Planned Parenthood and Susan G Koman for the Cure. And Planned Parenthood recognized that their supporters were very upset and passionate right away, but across different channels, and so they couldn't just send out a message that said, well, if funding goes away, give us more funding, over and over on all the different channels. They had to actually, make sure that there was a hashtag or try and find hashtags that were being used on Twitter and engage people there in that message. And then on Facebook, similarly, thank people that just wanted to share that they supported them, but also make sure to provide information as all those different kinds of voices are commenting and saying, this is outrageous, or I'm so glad they defunded you, or somewhere in the middle, and engage with people appropriately within that channel. And then obviously, they have advocacy website versus health service website, and make sure there's information there in as soon to real time as possible that helps people across those different channels, and of course email and mobile and everything else.
What were some of the calls to action on that? Do you remember?
Well, I think it's also an interesting example because they provided organizational based calls to action, refill the funds that are going to be taken away or whatever. But then they also said you can share your story of how a Planned Parenthood center has helped you access breast health or exams, etc.
That was a very smart part of the campaign, personalization.
Right, and they have traditionally, created opportunities for individuals in the community to share their story. But they also recognize that they're never going to be able to move as fast and create as many different channels or calls to action as the community is when you have that large of a community. So when other people created a Tumblr blog, or other people created, a photo or a video of them holding a sign or talking about their story, they can also, shine a light on what the community is generating as other content or other calls to action as a way of directing people there. Hey, we don't own this Tumblr. We didn't start it. We are not even sure what's going on there. But if you want that outlet as a way of supporting us, here's the link, go there, So they also recognize that not all the calls to action have to be generated in your communications department.
And that's actually, those are the most brilliant ones that arrive organically within a community. How can organizations encourage that from their user, from their audience?
Well, I think a lot of it comes with setting the tone, setting the expectation with your community that it's okay to do things on your behalf. So if you're an organization that anytime someone creates, a birthday campaign on causes in support of your organization, but you never reach out to them, or maybe you do and you say, hey, actually you're not allowed to use our logo, or if you're an organization that responds kind of negatively to that.
Do a lot do that or no?
Well, I think that you would be surprised from organizations that aren't necessarily trying to squash that person fundraising, but are really wanting to make sure that they do use the right logo, for example, or hey, that's not the mission statement of our organization, please change that. But if you do that in a way that says, you know, I can't believe that you would fundraise for us with, you know, you're totally misrepresenting us, it kind of pushes back on that individual who could have been a really great champion for the organization. Instead of saying, this is awesome what you're doing, here's our toolkit for people that want to fundraise for us, so that you can get the real mission statement, you can get the real logo, etc. So being more positive in your like proactive support of the community, doing things on your behalf, can help them.
What would that toolkit be? What do you see? Like, I mean, I agree totally. You find those passionate advocates. What do you arm them with? What do you give them to take them to that next step? Is it, do you make the call each individual, or do you have a bit of a toolkit, you know, a stock thing that you just give out when you identify these people? Yeah,
I think that you definitely need to have something there that you can point people to, because often you're not even gonna know that that person is gonna start that Tumblr. You can't wait to see what they do and then give them the resources. You need to make them publicly available, because it also inspires some people. Oh wow, I can fundraise for you. I'm going to. Look how easy it is. You already gave me the logo, etc. I think
like a kit on the site available for download.
Yeah, exactly. Or, you know, not even download, but just, you know, here's the logo. Here, copy and paste this to pull the logo file. You know, just making it as simple and direct as possible.
So how do organizations find these, like these Tumblrs or these brand advocates, if you will? How do they even identify them or know this is going on?
Well, it really starts with making sure that every day and every time you go to engage online, you start by listening first. So
what a crazy concept.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on, you wild theorist, you.
So before, you know, you open up Twitter and just start tweeting away for the day, you spend 5 minutes looking through either Google alerts you may have, hashtags that you follow that you know the community uses, or just searching your name, whatever, to make sure if there's already something going on or people are already talking about you, you've addressed that and can target that conversation before you just start tweeting about something else, especially if you are an organization that could have real crisis communications issues, where you woke up that morning and you realize that an earthquake happened, or someone wants to defund you, or there's legislation that could impact your kinds of direct services, whatever that is. You're making sure that you're listening before you just tweet something out that's like, oh, you know, what a great day, just enjoyed my Cheerios. If everyone in your community is talking about an earthquake, you know, you want to make sure you listen first.
Wow. Well, I don't know if this listening to people thing is going to catch on, but I really hope for your sake it will.
Thank you.
This has been a pleasure, and next time, let's do it over Twitter.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks.